Hi guys, it's me again. I just wanted to get on here and share some knowledge. Um, currently in my current situation in the present moment, I'm getting a bug. I'm sick, so I'm laying here curled up on my couch. Um, in my the way my brain works, it just constantly processing, constantly thinking about my thoughts, my steps, what can I do in the moment to make myself better. And and I started thinking about self-care. What can I do in this present moment right now to help myself feel better, to take care of myself while I'm not feeling well? And as I was processing that, I realized like self care. I realized that self care is something that I struggled with, something that I had to learn the hard way. Because self care isn't always bubble baths, getting your hair done, brushing your teeth. It's not always about that. True self care is internally loving yourself, becoming self aware of your thoughts, becoming self aware of your emotions. And sometimes self care means choosing not to argue with people. Because let me tell you something, not everybody is committed to listening to you. Not everybody wants to understand you. And as I was processing that, I was like, man, this is something that I need to get on here and let my people know about. It's something that really hit home with me because people aren't there to understand you. They're not always there for the right reasons. And thinking back to like my relationships in the past, and I'm not perfect. I have some relationships in the present moment that I need to really take a look at. There was a season in my life where I believed that I had to explain myself. And I felt without explaining myself, I wasn't growing or I wasn't going to get my point across. I thought if I just communicated a little bit better, if I stayed calm enough, if I found the perfect words, the person would listen to me. They would understand me. No, people. I also believed that staying in a conversation meant maturity. I believed defending myself meant I was strong. But here's what I've learned. Some people, they're not listening to understand you. They're listening to defend, to respond. They're listening to protect their own version of their story or the situation that's happening. People don't see things with empathy or putting their self in the other person's shoes in that moment. They're listening to respond, to defend themselves, and they're defending their version of the story. And when someone has already decided who you are, no amount of clarity can change their mind. That's when I realized something powerful. And I know we've all done this. Argue, argue with that person. Keep arguing. What are you doing? Think about it. Think about a situation you've currently had where you stayed in a conversation and you were arguing that with that person. Arguing isn't costing me my pride. It's costing me my peace of mind, my internal peace. Think about the things that happen when you're arguing. I would leave conversations exhausted, replaying everything in my head, questioning myself, wondering what I could have said differently after the fact, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But let me tell you the truth. It wasn't about better wording, because misunderstanding isn't always confusion. No. Sometimes it's a choice. And when I truly understood that, I stopped fighting to be understood by people who benefited from not understanding me. I stopped over-explaining my heart to people who weren't holding it with care. How many times have you done that? Allowed somebody to hold your heart and they were misunderstanding it, they were destroying it, they were breaking it. And that wasn't avoidance, it wasn't dramatic distance, it wasn't the silent treatment. It was discernment. Everybody has discernment. The thing is, not everybody knows how to use it. It is a gift that every human being has. You've got to listen to yourself. You've got to listen for those signs. You've got to listen to what your thoughts are telling you. It wasn't knowing the difference between a conversation that heals and a conversation that drained you. Self-care is choosing peace over proving a point, rest over being right, holding boundaries over burnout. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Not every accusation deserves a defense. Not every misunderstanding deserves your energy. Because when you're in those situations, you're pouring your energy into that person. You are giving your energy away. You are burning yourself out. Sometimes clarity doesn't come from talking more. It comes from talking less, from taking a step back, from protecting your nervous system. And I can tell you this, when I started choosing that kind of peace, everything changed.